What's up everyone, Scott the Trout Hammer here, and welcome back to the channel. First time in a while, but we have got us a beautiful late winter morning. Not quite spring yet, not calling it spring just yet, but it's still a beautiful late winter morning, and we've got a lake with recently stocked trout, so we're gonna get back to some good old-fashioned trout hammering. If you guys are longtime viewers, you guys know how we do on this channel, but if you guys are new to this channel, you guys will soon find out this is how we do things on this channel. We give tips and tricks along the way, things to look for, baits and lures to use. Doings will be had. Click that like button, click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Now let's get some line in the water.
Yep, you saw me. There you go, guys. That's a fish. There you go, guys. That's unreal. Oh, this is such an awesome looking fish. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, check that out.
Well, hello, little river otter. Do you live in that tunnel? I knew we had a family of river otters that lived in here, but that's the littlest and cutest one I've seen yet. Do you live in that tunnel? Do you live in that tunnel? Yeah, you do. You peeking out to say hi? Look at you. Look how little and cute you are. It's okay. I'm here to fish just like you are. There you go. That's how we do on this channel. It's as much a fishing show as it is a nature show. All the wildlife I've encountered in my travels. Well, as wild as an urban area can get. But check out the other videos on my channel. You guys will hear me talk about possibly being stalked by a cougar while here. I'm already thinking fish aren't in this spot. Let's go down to the other end of the shelf. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. We've got some clearer water over here. So here I've also got a little bit more sunlight, so I'm standing in the shade to help obscure me from the view of the fish, but I do have a couple of spots where the sun's penetrating through the trees behind me. I'm going to use those as indicators that there's fish over here. If I see the flash of something chasing this lure, that'll tell me there's fish here. But also it'll show me if I need to slow the lure down and give them a chance to catch up to it, or like if they're close, just pause. And a lot of times they'll strike it on that pause. Well, I've already been here for about 20 minutes and haven't seen any sign of fish activity on this side of the lake. Normally, the trout will be patrolling the perimeter of the lake looking for food in the shallows, but I mean, they would have been here by now. So I'm guessing they're sticking deep, which means I got to find a deeper spot and a spot where there's a high probability area for trout, either an inlet or an outlet. So that's where I'm going to go. Well, surprisingly, this water's muddier than the other side, but since I think the trout are deep, it's time to employ some power bait. And we're only gonna go maybe 1.5 feet deep with this. I also forgot a rod stake. I can tell it's been a while since I've done this, how unprepared I am today. But while we're at it, we're also gonna switch up our lure game here. Yes, I am gonna use 2 rods at the same time. You are allowed to use 2 rods in Oregon at the same time if you have the 2-rod endorsement. It's a special endorsement you have to add on to your license. But as I always say regarding that is to make sure you check the regulations of where you're going to fish before you fish with 2 rods to make sure you can. Because even though you can use 2 rods, you can't use it in the whole state. So I'm gonna go to a gold colored Catsmaster. Gold because even though we got a bluebird sky day, we've got some really stained water here. So that gold's gonna put off a better flash in that stained water, but also it's got that UV reflector on it. And I'm fishing this on the 7-foot light action rod with 4-pound test copolymer line. Well, I saw 2 small fish swing at it real close to shore, so I'm gonna bring this one closer to shore, all the way down the shore again. All right, 2 shallow retrieves with nothing doing on them, so yeah, these are some deep dwelling fish right now. Probably came up from the bottom side of this ledge to chase that spoon. That might have been a bump. Don't think I was deep enough for that to be a rock. That was a bite. That was a bite for sure. Yeah, that was interesting because what I did that time was I was jigging it on the initial fall right after I cast, and yep, that's fish. Hang on a sec. All right, so jigging action, we'll get it done today. That's a decent trout too. Yes, sir. Rainbow trout away. That is a great lip hook on that guy too for being a treble hook. Well guys, that is my first fish I have caught since October of last year. That last bass I caught while Christian and I were pond fishing. And you get to live another day because I'm not intending to keep anything today. Oh, that felt good. All right, so that also means we need to move our bait in that area. And yes, they are deeper fish over by the spillway. Oh, that trout smell, I love it. Bingo. It's about the area I had that first initial hit. All right, so what I was saying was on that initial fall right after I cast, what I did was I let the spoon sink all the way down. I started jigging it just slightly as it was falling. When I felt it hit bottom is when I started reeling in, and that's when I felt the first hit near the bottom. And I did it a couple more times, got it down near the bottom, and that's when that one that I just landed struck. So just gotta fish this thing like I would for crappie. Did I? Oh no, I did. I cast this thing through the railing and saved it. Can you tell I've done that a few times? Oh, power bait's getting bit. Oh, almost took the bait off. That's the only time I'm happy when I react to a strike that quickly. Because if I would have just lost the bait, I would have just left that thing in there the whole time, not knowing there's nothing on there to draw the fish in. Just a waste of time. No, not again. Whew. All right, I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm risking losing one of my best trout fishing lures. But we have found the fish, boys and girls. It took us a minute. Oh, that was a hit. It took us about half an hour to find the fish, but I mean, we have found them and they are active. There we go. Fish number 2. I came off, that's fine. So yeah, right now it's that jigging action near the bottom. Pretty much fishing a cast master exactly like I would if I was crappie fishing, but this time for trout. That was another bite. There we go. As soon as I paused it, and it's off. That felt like a better fish. I need to actually try to set the hook next time and not just let the fish set it itself. Oh, that was a bite. Come on, come back for it. Holy cow, wow. You can't be done with it. Not after a hit like that. Yeah, when you get that hit and run hit like that, you know you pissed the fish off. That might have been grass. That's not. Grass doesn't do this. Well, maybe it does in some places. All right, once was fine, twice is annoying. No way these hooks are dull. I might just be playing the fish a little too much. I mean, light action rod because I'm fishing a small lure with small hooks, but I can probably be a little more aggressive. Okay, that was a bird. Saw big rings like that, I was like, ooh, a brood trout? All right, you know, these fish are very much on the bottom. I wouldn't quite call them mud bellies. They're not like sitting in the mud on the bottom, but they're close to the bottom. So because I'm pretty much having to fish for them like I would a crappie, I'm gonna employ another method. And what are you doing slacking off over there, power bait? I'm gonna fish a crappie magnet off the bottom like a Ned rig. It does work for trout pretty successfully and pretty surprisingly. I've done pretty well fishing this like a Ned rig you would for bass, but for trout. When they are on the bottom, this thing just slowly moving really triggers them. That was a bite. You gonna come back for it? Well, you know, as I'm thinking about it, I wonder if it was a combination of the thump of how I was jigging that Castmaster and the UV flash. So that means I should probably try a spinner. Let's go with purple. Going with a Panther Martin because that blade Panther Martin's put on there put out a good amount of more of like a chopping, thumping action than just plain spinning and slicing through the water. The risk is just fishing this that close to the bottom. And now the power bait's getting bit. Come on, doink, doink. It has been too long. Doink, doink, doink. Heh, doinkage. That fish is on. We have doinkage. Ooh, there you go, wake up a little. Not the biggest trout, but you had some life to you. All right, you're bleeding, so we're gonna get you back in the water as quick as possible. They actually recover a lot faster than you think when you do that. Probably should explain my power bait setup to you guys too. I've got a 7-foot medium action rod with 8-pound copolymer line as a main line, going to a 1/2-ounce tungsten weight Carolina rig, about 1.5 foot of 4-pound monofilament leader, and a size 4 octopus hook. Just the right size of hook for 2 of these pieces of power bait on here. I'm picking pink as a power bait color because this watercolor, it actually stands out real nicely. It contrasts with the watercolor, helps the fish find it a little better. And putting a little bit of this tasty goo on these too, just a little extra scent for the fish. Scent typically helps, not so much to mimic what the fish are eating. I mean, that does help, but it's mostly to mask the human scent. And that, in that case, it's a lot more effective to use that on really pressured ponds and lakes, which this is. Okay, am I seriously getting bit as soon as I cast you in the water? Eh? I saw some crazy doinkage. All right, well, stay close. And if you guys are new to the channel, that's what the doink doink is. Oh, yep. Yep. The doink doink. Oh, came off. This is when trout fishing gets fun, when you're getting bit like every 2 minutes. See, just like that, you get that school fired up. The last couple of times I've cast this out, I've gotten bit in a matter of seconds. So I'm just gonna leave this in my hand this time to feel the doink doink. Let the doink doink flow through you. Oh, that could be why. Yeah, it's a good time to call it. Gonna get ready for work anyway. So yeah, that was actually pretty novel. That's the first time I've had to fish for trout like that. Normally it's, I don't want to say it's easier, it's just more predictable. Right? That's what we try to teach on this channel, is how to adjust to the situation you're in to be successful. But let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down there and the notify bell next to it and select all notifications so you'll be the first to see all the great content that's going to come from this channel. Spring is on the way, fishing's about to get better, going to be using some of that stuff. Yeah, more trout fishing, bass fishing should be picking up here pretty soon, and of course, pan fishing. God, I miss pan fishing. So like I said, subscribe if you guys don't want to miss that content. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, tips up, tight lines, and have fun fishing.